We welcome you to today's session in entrepreneurship, where we are looking at the fourth unit in entrepreneurship. And the focus of study today is the product and service development. At the end of it all, you should be able to describe the concept of product and service development. You should be able to list the products, the service development process, and explain it. And you should be able to discuss the concepts around intellectual property protection. That is very important. So this is what we need and expect you to have at the end of it all. It is very important, right, that you understand that product or service development is the term that is used to describe the complete process of bringing a new product or a service in the market. And it's an ongoing practice in which the entire business is looking for opportunities as new products provided growth promise to businesses that allow them to strengthen their market position. So the new product development process does involve the idea generation, product design, and detail engineering, and also involves the market research and market analysis. So you can see that the intense global competition, short product and technological life cycles, unpredictable consumer buying patterns, and post-market stagnation makes new product development a critical activity in most businesses. So in the chapter, we try to explore the new product development process, and at the same time, we sketch out the product development procedure in reality, okay, where consideration for real life situation and consumer insights are the main concern thereof. Okay. What about the concept of product and sales? You can agree that many entrepreneurs find it difficult to identify a new product or a service or a new market opportunity. Now, to start and expand a small venture, as an entrepreneur, you need to identify the opportunities for domestic or international expansion. So as a new venture grows and matures, a need for different management skills can occur, as well as for a new infusion of the entrepreneurial spirit. Now, when you examine this, you will understand that organizational success is heavily dependent on customer satisfaction and delight. So our focus is to satisfy the customers. So customer satisfaction is achieved through the development of the product and a service, which have all the attributes required by the customer. So a success product or service does not only have an attractive packaging design that should be also able to provide robust performance. No. So you can see that the essence of product design is to satisfy the customer and maximize the value for the customer at minimum cost. We want to maximize the value for the customer at the minimum cost. So the merchandise or the service should also be able to meet primary needs and desire of the customer. This action may not require development of the new merchandise, but an enhancement to existing merchandise or a product or a service, right? So you can see that most companies apparently are introducing a wide range of smaller, more efficient, and more intelligent products. They are usually coupled with a leaner, more efficient approach to operation. So the goal is to create products and services by identifying an emerging trend and to match that trend with the right technology and understanding of the purchasing dynamics. So a successive startup depends on its distinctive and compelling proposition. And this is how actually merchandise or services stand out from the competition and are compelling to the young companies' consumers. So the merchandise or a service will succeed most if it either eliminates an existing pain or it adds significantly to the tangible benefits that may be identified by the customer. You may agree with me that it is easier to sell or deliver a new merchandise or a service, especially that eliminates a well-known existing pain, even as opposed to the sale of an item or a service that doesn't clearly solve a potential client's pain. So it is very, very important that as you develop and design those products, your general focus should be to satisfy the customer and to maximize the value for the customer at minimum possible costs. Do you have any questions? If you don't have any questions, let me introduce you to the product and service development process. Right. Now, the process is further divided into the stages, and the stages can be referred to as follows. Idea generation as the first stage, incubation, the second stage, implementation, the third, and diffusion, the fourth stage. Those steps are critically important. Idea generation, this is where you generate the new ideas about the product, about the services, about the processes, and the procedures. During the incubation stage, you do make a preliminary design, a phototype, and an actual design of the product. This actually should be coupled with commitment that should focus on justifying the product, the legal consideration, and the commercialization. From there, you will be able to understand, right, that once commitment has been achieved, then you implement. During the implementation stage, this will progress from the first phototype, limited manufacturing, and then there will be some testing. From this, you'll go to commercialization, okay, which will aim at market tests, planning the product capacity, development, and testing of the same. Then during the diffusion, the full production and market targeting is done. Let us start now examining the various stages of the new product development process. Number one, the new idea generation. Now, the new product development process, it does start with the search for ideas. Companies have to encourage any new idea coming. And the key to successful domestic and international entrepreneurship is actually to develop an idea that has a market for the new product or a service idea concept. So some of the more fruitful sources of ideas for entrepreneurs would include the consumers, the existing products, the services, the distribution channels, the federal government, and the research and development. These are the most fruitful sources of the ideas. The consumer, the customers, the existing product and services around, the distribution channels, the federal government, and the research and development. Through research and development, you are able to generate the new ideas. Idea screening being the second stage. The purpose is to lessen the number of ideas to few vital and valuable ideas. So the ideas should be written down, reviewed each week by an idea committee who should sort the ideas into three groups: the promising ideas, the marginal ideas, and the rejects. So each promising idea should be actually researched by the committee that is responsible in handling the same. So they'll have to research, conduct a serious research about that idea, do deep collection of data about the idea, summarize the data, communicate, draw inferences, and deductively conclude. The third stage is the concept development and testing stage, which is actually an attractive idea here. This is where actually an attractive idea must be refined into fast-able product concept. Since people do not purchase ideas, but they buy the concepts. So any product idea can be turned into several product concepts. And the questions asked probably would include: who will use the product, right? What benefits should the product provide? When will the people consume the product? Now, the concept testing calls for testing product, the concepts with an appropriate group of a target consumer, and then getting the consumer's reaction. Usually at this stage, the concept can be in words and a picture description. The fourth stage is marketing strategy development. After you have tested the new product, the concerned body must develop a preliminary marketing strategy plan for introducing the new product into the market. The marketing strategy will undergo further refinement in subsequent stages, right? So the marketing strategy plans consist of the three: the market size, the market structure, the market behavior, right? That's the first one. The plan, the price, distribution strategy, and marketing budget of the first year. And third, long-run sales, profit goals, and marketing mix strategies. Business analysis is the fifth stage. This is where, after management develops the product or a concept, it can evaluate the proposal's business attractiveness. The management will need to prepare the sales, the cost, and the profit projections to determine whether they satisfy the company's objective or not. So the estimated total sales will be written down, where the management will need to estimate whether the sales will be high enough to yield satisfactory profit. Estimating cost and profits. After the sales forecast, the management should estimate the expected cost and profits at various levels of sales volume. And so the company can use other financial measures to evaluate the merits of a new product proposal. And the simplest is break-even analysis. Right. You are required to read the break-even analysis and familiarize with how it will be applied for the internal or for the intended purpose. The sixth stage, product development. Now, if the product concept passes the business test, it moves to the research and development or engineering to be developed to one or more physical version of the product concept. Its goals is to actually find a prototype that the customer see as an embodying the key attribute described actually in the new product concept statement. So the scientist must not only design the product required functional characteristics, but also they should know how to communicate its psychological aspects through physical cues and how will the customer react. to the different colors, the sizes, the weights, and other physical cues. Market testing, the seventh stage. After the management actually has been satisfied with the product's functional and psychological performance, then the product is ready to be, dressed up with the brand name. So the goals are to test the new product. Is it more authentic? Okay, right? And to learn how large the market is and how consumers and dealers react to handling and using or repurchasing the actual product. So most companies know that market testing can yield valuable information about buyers, about dealers, about marketing program effectiveness, about market potential, and about other matters. Commercialization, the eighth stage. In commercialization, the market entry timing is critical. If the company hears about a competitor nearing the end of its development work, it will face three choices. Number one, the first choice is first entry. Under this category, the firm usually enjoys the first mover advantage of locking up the key distributors and gaining a reputation. The second choice goes with the late entry strategy, which are three advantages. The competition will have borne the cost of educating the market, right? The competing product may review fault that the late entrant can avoid, and the company can learn the size of the market. Then the third strategy is parallel entry. It can also, can be also chosen by the company to get in the market. The strategy to work, a prospective businessman can take the advantage of opting for the latest technology and production process and operate at higher volume of operation. And this leads to reduced production costs and production of quality goods and services. So a new businessman can thus provide improved quality goods and services at lower cost and further tap the market with an innovative marketing approach. Legal. Let's now consider the legal and regulatory framework for entrepreneurs. As entrepreneurs, you would want to set up your businesses, but it is important that you understand this concept. Let's start with the first concept, which is the idea of intellectual property. So intellectual property does include the following. With intellectual property, it includes patents, it includes the trademarks, it includes the copyrights, it includes the trade secrets represented, okay? That is very important. These are usually very, very important assets to the entrepreneur. And actually the entrepreneur should be understood. To the entrepreneur, these have to be understood even before engaging the services of Lanaton. For often entrepreneurs, because of their lack of understanding of intellectual property, they ignore important steps that they should have taken to protect these assets. So intellectual property is a legal definition of ideas. It is the legal definition of inventions, the artistic works, and the other commercially viable products created out of one's own mental process. So in the same sense, the real estate titles establish ownership of tangible items. Intellectual property is protected by such legal means as patents, the copyright, the trademark registration. Let me comment about the patents. As an entrepreneur that wants a new thing or that improves an existing invention needs to get legal protection for the invention through a patent right. And so a patent right is a contract between an inventor, is a contract between an inventor and the government, in which the government, in exchange for discourse of the invention, grants the inventor the exclusive right to enjoy the benefits resulting from the possession of the patent. Right. I am saying that a patent is a contract between an inventor and the government, in which the government, in exchange for the disclosure of the invention, grants the inventor the exclusive right to enjoy the benefits resulting from the possession of the patent. The utility patent protects any new invention or functional improvement of an existing invention. The design patent, it does protect the appearance of an object and covers new, original, ornamental, and obvious designs for articles of manufacture. So the utility patents, designs patents, provide the inventor with exclusive right to make, use, or sell an item having the ornamental appearance protected by the patent. So the patent is appropriate when the basic product already exists in the marketplace and is not being improved in function, but only in style. So understand the idea of the patents. It shall save you and protect you. Now, what are some of the things that can be patented? Number one, the processes. These are basically the methods of production, the research, testing, analysis, technologies with new applications. The machines, they can be patented. The product, instrument, and physical objects. The manufacturers, the combination of physical matter not naturally found, the composition of matter, chemical compounds, and medicine, among others. These are some of the things that can be patented. What about the trademarks? What do you understand by a trademark? So a trademark may be a word. It may be a symbol, a design, or some combination of such, or it could be a slogan or even a particular sound that identifies the source or sponsorship of a certain good or a service. I repeat, you need to understand what a trademark is. A trademark is a word, a symbol, a design, or some combination of such, or it could be a slogan or even a particular sound that identifies the source or sponsorship of a certain goods or services. Now, these are usually distinctive names. The marks, the symbols, or motto identified with a company's product or service and registered by government officers. The names, the marks, the symbols, or the motto. Unlike the patent, a trademark can last indefinitely, right? As long as the mark continues to perform its indication function. The trademarks, unlike patents, are periodically renewed unless invalidated by cancellation, abandonment, or other technical registration or renewal issues. What are some of the benefits of a registered trademark? A registered trademark provides notice to everyone that you have exclusive rights to the use of the mark throughout the territorial limits of the country. It entitles you to sue in a federal court for the trademark infringement, which can result in recovery of profits, damage, and costs. A trademark establishes incontestable rights regarding the commercial use of the mark. The trademark, okay, it establishes the right to deposit registration with customs to prevent importation of goods with a similar mark. It entitles you to the use of some notice of registration. It provides a basis for filing trademark application in foreign countries. The copyrights. Now, a copyright is a right, right? It is a right that is given to prevent others from printing, from copying, or from publishing any original works of authorship. So copyrights provide exclusive rights to create individuals for the protection of literary and artistic, literary or artistic production. It protects original works of authorship, including literary, dramatic, musical, artistic works such as poetry, novels, movies, songs, computer software, and architecture. They pertain to intellectual property. Usually, copyrights are valid for the life of the inventor plus a few decades. That is very, very important. So, in general, it is very important for you as a business person that you understand, okay, the idea of, the product development and service product development, the idea of the laws that govern you, or that govern the business in which the business, okay, govern the society and the environment in which you are operating. That is very, very important. Understand the ideas of the patents, the copyrights, and the trademarks. Okay, that it is these are a legal way to protect some intellectual property, a patent. That is very, very important. Any question? If you don't have any question, you can end here for today.